What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stardust here. Welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Now, last night on the Avengers Discord, I decided to jump in with my thoughts about LAS, and it spawned quite a good conversation with a gear developer. You guys know him, Alex. He was on one of the dev streams recently discussing raid gear and discussing changes of gear in the next patch. And we've got some interesting tidbits, including some stuff about Spider-Man, so you want to stay involved. So, I had started off the conversation by saying about the drop rate with being 50% with LAS. I said, I think that with LAS, Last Avenger Standing, by the way, it's such a long and time-consuming mission that when people run it a few times and don't get exotics, it can be quite exhausting, especially when we can run essentially 2 LAS in size a week, mega hives, and guarantee 2 exotics, which obviously, if you think about it, is actually the case. Think about it, 14 hives, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you get what I'm saying, like, the maths is there, right? So, I got a response from Alex saying, yep, the length of player time investment does not match a coin toss in the player's mind. It feels underwhelming in comparison. Kind of shows a subtle improvement elsewhere, as this mission we haven't touched in a while. It's on the radar though, so there you go. So anything to do with LAS is definitely in the minds of kind of like the team and stuff like that. So if you're kind of wondering to yourself, like, damn, I hope they kind of improve that mission or something, and you know, it's in their minds. But I said this, yeah, you're right, don't be wrong though, it's not like getting a solid Jarvis piece makes my eyes roll, definitely not. But, of course, with the endgame players finding that if you die, and Mega Hive's not really an issue because of the strong builds, it just does not feel like a much better reward for essentially 2 LASs. Notes taken, I am also one of these players not liking the process of LAS. Can't confirm anything now, but we are all aware. So, you know, I'm just saying there's a little bit of kind of confirmation there that LAS is being looked into in the future. Maybe when it comes to the drop rate, maybe when it comes to shrinking in a little bit. I'm not sure what they would do with this, but I definitely hope that, like, maybe the drop rate just kind of gets put to like 100%, because at the end of the day, we've got like 10 characters coming out on the 30th if you're on PlayStation. Like, my guy, you know what I mean? We'll be playing forever, even if you made it 100%. So, and then I said this, I made a little extra point. I thought, if I'm talking to the man himself, let's get some ideas out there. So I said, I think targeted farming should move around every daily reset like Division 2. 1 minute pin range gear drops way more often in Utah, but then next reset, that's replaced with a higher chance of a shield payload chest piece or something. Again, just, you know, examples with gear, right? Because Alex and others in the Discord were talking about the Wakanda style targeted farming. Alex said, it's a solid design that I hope you see where you're moving towards. Things changing on a daily or weekly basis is work unless we automate the right things. So step 1 to 4 is getting a good foundation for target farming, which we only have half done really. I would say that the target farming in Wakanda isn't actually a bad thing. I think the problem is with the Wakanda at the moment, which seems to be changing with the raid, is that we kind of only have really one mission that's really worth that target farming. Every other mission kind of just feels like we don't have to really do it because the Here Comes the Pain mission is so quick and so efficient. So I said, you guys definitely have corrupted Vibranium / Wakanda as a good source of that thus far though. I'm excited to dip into Spider-Man's exotics too. Without giving spoilers, as a player, what gear set do you think people would like the most for Spidey? Alex said the Vault set has some funny stuff. Now, I don't know if he meant funny stuff as in, like, it's genuinely, like, ridiculous or, like, it's fun. But, ladies and gentlemen, Spider-Man releases, grab the Vault set. The guy said himself, it's pretty good, you know what I mean? So I said, cool, what about exotics-wise? And Alex said, can't go there. Too detailed, and any hint provided to the internet gets examined too well. So, Spider-Man gear is interesting because he gets the web status effect, allowing utility outside of status damage. So, hero gear that can leverage that better is interesting. So, Spider-Man definitely seems like a hero that won't have to rely too much on battery effects. He seems like he's definitely going to be built towards just being a web-based support-style AoE hero, which is totally fine. You know, I'm up for that. And then Alex said, when I said, appreciate your answer about, you know, the Vault gear and stuff, like, I want to build Spider-Man as quick as possible. Alex said, well, the bad news on that front, you might want to get 1 or 2 items from LAS, as those are the exotic variants of the Vault gear. And I was like, no. So, for anyone who's wanted to grind Spider-Man super early, it sounds like some of the best gear pieces are going to be in LAS. So, I hope that you guys have a lot of fun grinding for them. But we'll see. We'll see on the day of release what the priority mission gear can throw at us as well. And then De Brown Bull, good friend of mine, said, do you know of some of the Vibranium heroic piece perks, such as damage buff when defeating enemies affected by Vibranium, has been fixed in patch 2.2? Alex said some have already been fixed, but you should wait for the patch notes. It's kind of long. Until then, see if it works now. If not, good chance it is coming soon. And then that was it. So I went back to, obviously, my LAS picture. So there you go. So let's dissect what we've learned here. So LAS is being looked into. Spider-Man's sort of fun gear comes from Vault/LAS, at least according to Alex himself. And we're going to be getting a lot more fixes for the Vibranium gear in either patch 2.2 or some, eventually, right? Or some of it may have already been fixed or whatever, you know what I mean? It was quite a roundabout way, but at least we know some of them are going to be fixed in patch 2.2, and it's going to be quite a long list of patch notes. So I'm really excited, guys. Like, listen, I'm really excited for Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to getting him on release. For people who don't follow me on Twitter or read my community tabs, my plan is for the 30th, jump in, £100 spent on Spider-Man skins, going to analyze them for a video. Then I'm going to do shipments and unlock that Wakanda Iron Man skin and just sort of show that off a little bit. Then I'm going to play a Spider-Man, get to level 50, do his event, and then give you a detailed review of what I think. Then I'm going to get a Spider-Man build on the go, get him to 150, you know what I mean? Because there's different builds for Spider-Man, but a lot of people are going to get to 150, and then it's like a new stage in total. So it'll be that kind of situation. And then I'm going to talk about the raid a little bit as well. I don't know if that'll be on the 30th, just because that's going to be very Spider-Man orientated that day, but I will let you guys know, and the videos I should be blasting out, so if I can have your support on that day, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in a bit.